This is another group and another workshop. I wasn't in good spirits tonight, but now that I look at all of you, I feel very, very good. Because I know that I have a secret, and I have a secret that I'm going to present to all of you. Do you want a new job? Do you want a new lover? Do you want a new home? More money? What are you lacking in your life? Whatever there is and whatever it is, I can show you how to get it. That sounds a little egotistical, I know, but it's absolutely the truth. There's a power in the universe that I have tuned into and touched into years and years ago. And it was my dream when I was young to have all of the things that my heart desires. And I would like you to know that I really have accomplished them. And it's my dream now to share this dream with all of you. You are here to get all of the things that you will ever want. And I have gotten the things, and the only thing that is stopping any of you is you. There's a power for good in the universe, and it's ours to use because we are a part of that power. Think of that power as being a plug, and think of the universe as being the socket. So we have the plug, the universe is the socket, and all we have to do is to know that we could turn into it, and all of a sudden, there's the light. Did any of you ever think about that? I know that it takes work. This is not magic, but it's a miracle. Magic is something that we learn or that we think. When we're kids, we think about magic. We think about the hat and the rabbit. I'm discussing miracles that comes from above. This is not the magic. The miracle takes the belief, it takes the faith, and it takes the work. In order to tap into the universe, we first have to know who we are. Who we are. Sometimes when I give these workshops, I have to think about who I am, and it sounds so grandiose. But I have to get a little humble because I've worked very, very hard for this knowledge. I have taken workshops, I have read books, I have talked to people, I have talked to people who had the knowledge that I have wanted, and it was a lot of work that I did. But we have to know who we are. Who are we? We are really spiritual beings. We're not this person that we see. I'm not this overweight person that I see. This is the temple that is carrying around this power in the universe. And even when I get thin, I will still be that temple. I might be a little happier, but I will still be that temple. So in order to know that we deserve stuff, we have to know who we are. We are spiritual beings, and we are living in a spiritual universe. I wonder how many of our families ever told us that we're spiritual beings living in a spiritual universe. Think about it a minute. I doubt if any of our families really sat down and said, "My darling, you are a spiritual being, and you are living in a spiritual universe. And when your father comes home, I will not let him beat the crap out of you because you are a spiritual being." So I don't think we heard that. And because we didn't hear it, we really don't know it. As we become aware of who we are, we have to know that all of the answers to our questions lie within us. And as we start to become more and more aware of this power, there's a certain urge that comes inside of us. I did a workshop last night. It was a long 7-week workshop, but there was a woman in it that I watched her from day one. This woman that really didn't like what was happening and probably didn't like her life so much and didn't believe what was happening, but over a period of the years of her life, somebody had put that in her head, that she wasn't worth anything. And she used to sit up front just like you are, Dwayne. And you are also, Jefferson. And I watched her over a period of 7 weeks blossom. This wonderful, wonderful woman who was shy, not like me. She was truly shy. Shy and wonderful. Used to put her head down. And I watched her over the weeks learn who she was. She finally had the courage to say the things that she wanted. And last night I was very tired. But she gave me the energy when she said, I knew she had had a miracle. I just knew. She looked like a miracle had happened to her. And she told me about the wonderful things that have happened to her this week. So all of this knowledge clicked into her. And she made the whole night worthwhile for me. You are starting a new, brand new thing here. And it has to be that you must have something within you that wants to be here and wants to learn this. And this is the reason you're here. The whole purpose of my workshops and this teaching is to awaken within you the power that is there and the one that is rightfully yours. There's an ancient legend about a king who had his first son. And his lifelong wish is that his son would become a wonderful, wonderful leader. And his son would be sensitive to the people's needs and their wants. So he sent him as an infant into the town to live with a peasant family. The people were poor, and they took care of this boy, and they raised him. And this boy toiled the soil, and he struggled with the family, and he loved them, and he knew what it was to be poor. When he became of age, his father went to him and informed him that he is a prince, that he is coming home, and he is now going to learn how to rule the kingdom. Well, this was not an easy job for this little boy, because he was a peasant. And plus, he liked his life as a peasant. Some of us are ahead of that boy, because we may be a peasant in our life and we don't like it. But this little boy was raised with all peasants, so it's all that he knew. And his father had to take him and totally re-educate his mind. It took him, according to the story, it took him years to know that he was truly a king. It had to be a terrible thing for this boy to leave this family, but he had to do it because he had to go and learn how to be a leader. As you begin to understand who you are, you will also know that you're a prince, you're a princess, you're a prince, you're a princess. Inside of all of us is that prince and princess, that we are the heir to the kingdom, and yet we don't know it. We don't know what to do with it. A lot of times we're afraid of it. how do we, how do we say, I want $1 million, I want $10 million? Our family will look at us like we're nuts. What do you mean you want $10 million? But we're entitled to have $10 million. We're entitled to drive a Rolls Royce. We are entitled to have all of the riches that this world has for us. You know, in my upbringing sometime, in certain religions, we are taught that money is bad. It is the root of all evil. And they seem to have some kind of a spirituality attached to poverty. The only thing I know about poverty is I don't want it. I don't want to be poor. I know also that in the thinking of riches, at some time, we have to understand that money is only a medium. It is the universe's way to get us what we want, and it is the universe's way to say, please take what I have. All of the beliefs that we have about ourselves and the world in which we live exist in our mind. There's no place else it exists. When someone gets mentally ill, they don't get mentally ill in their legs. They get mentally ill in their minds. Their mind goes. So all of the beliefs that we have about ourselves is in our mind. When we change the beliefs that we have, I don't even think it's important at some time. Maybe I'm discussing my own age that it's not important, but maybe when I was young it was important. I don't think it's important who did it to us. I really don't think it is. I think it's important to become aware that these are our beliefs, they are lodged in our minds, and that it is up to us to be able to change these beliefs, to totally change them, because we have the power to do it. The power inside of us, I sometimes think of as there are some times when I get into thinking about what a wonderful teaching this is. And I would like you to know that there's nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with any religion. This has to do with a spiritual philosophy and a way of life and a way to get what we want, which we are entitled to. I can remember sometimes saying to my daughter, well, you know, you want everything in this world. Who do you think you are to have everything in this world? I have a granddaughter. I never tell her that. She wants and wants and wants, and I look at her because now I know she is entitled to everything, and so are we. We have to know that we have to start to rid ourselves of negative thinking. Everything starts in our mind, and the way we change our mind is to start to change a lot of the people around us. Sometimes we have to clean house. Sometimes our best friends are negative people. They don't mean it. They say it out of love. But for a while, we may have to get rid of them, because we have to focus our lives in to really get what we want. Now, maybe some people don't want anything. Maybe some people's lives are wonderful. But for those people here or out there that want to add on to their life, that want a big house, that want a new car, that want an income with enough to spread around and to have a divine surplus, that power that I choose to call God. Now, anybody can get their own name to it. I choose to call God. I have no problems with God. that God out there, I know, wants to